Today, our champion, Gary Carrington of Plastow, New Hampshire, faces the challenge of Ed Appleton of Roslindale on Candlepin bowling. Hi, everybody. Welcome once again to Candlepin Bowling. I'm Don Gillis, and I guess you all know by now that this program is on videotape, and we do our taping sometimes several weeks before you actually see the telecast. It's always 3 strings of Candlepin Bowling, and it is total pinfall which will determine our winner. He is rewarded with a handsome marble-based trophy from the Ace Trophy Company of Boston. The runner-up receives a smaller but otherwise identical version to indicate he was a participant on our show. We have guaranteed prize money of $1,150. $700 of that goes to the winner, $300 goes to the runner-up. There's $50 available to the winner of each string, and obviously, should they tie, then they would split it at $25 apiece. For a 400 series, an extra bonus of $100. Now, there are several other ways that they can enhance their wallet, and we will get to talk about that in a little while. But first, let's meet today's bowlers, shall we? Eddie, you come in here closer because I talked to Gary last week, and I talked to the challenger first of all. You were on, what, about 3 years ago?
Well, then 1983, yes.
You have a league average right now of 121. Is that what you had the last time?
No, I had about 122 last
Oh, what
time.
happened?
I dropped a little, I guess.
Tell me about, you work for Ionics. What kind of a company is that?
They're basically in the water demineralization business, and they sell all over the world. And
in other words, it's secure. You got a job for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Gary. And you work for a well-known company, I guess, huh?
Yeah, AT&T Technology, yes.
Oh, yeah, I think that's pretty secure, huh?
Yeah, right now, yes.
All right, tell me a little bit about the fact. Now, you won, you were on the World Team Champions in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Tell me, how much did you guys win by?
We won, it was tough the whole way, you know. Everybody had to bowl well, and everybody did. And, you know, it was close most of the way. You know,
let's see, you were on with Jackie Ray and John Miller and Bob Kelly, Big Bob, and Peter Flynn. A couple of pretty good left-handers in there, too.
Yeah, that's a hell of a team, I know that.
Okay, well, let's see how well you guys can do today, and we'll find that out right after this.
Candlepin Bowling is sponsored in part by your neighborhood True Value hardware store.
Here is today's challenger, Ed Appleton from Roslindale. He told us that he has a league average of 121. His other numbers, high single, 196. High triple, 444. Roll off, 630. And as you know, that's for 5 strings. Oh, so close. 1 pin away from getting his spare. Eddie's representing Wakefield Bowlodrome and Empire Lanes in Hyde Park. His last appearance on our show was just about this time of the year, 3 years ago, April '83. Right down the middle. Right down the middle again. And now he still has 4 pins on the right and 3 on the left. So it's a 6 box, and he starts off with a 9 and a 6. Now here is Gary Carrington. He's representing Pilgrim Lanes in Haverhill and Lafayette Lanes in Amesbury. Oh, what a spare. A beautiful spare for Gary. And for those of you, the unsighted, whom I did not set up what it was, first of all, he had the 2-4-7, and he had the 6, and made it. Getting the 2-4-7 and then kicking over the 1 to get the 6. His fill is 7, and he has side-by-side now the 5 and 6 and the 10. Gary was the runner-up in the men's division of the World Candlepin Bowling Congress last year. He took out the 5, but that's all. The Pro Bowler of the Year was Tim Lipke, also from New Hampshire, from Derry, New Hampshire, and Gary from Plastow. Ed Appleton moving over to lane 38. He leaves 4 horsemen on the right side, plus the 7 and 8. Boy, he got everything except the 7. Everything except the 7, so you know how difficult it was to get as many as he did. It's a 9. Half Worcester left as he punches out the 2 and the 8. Missed the head pin on the right side that time, but got a few more. However, he still has the 1 and the 4, plus 7 and 10. And got just the 1, so he winds up with a 7. Now Gary Carrington. Keeping score on the big scoreboard today, backed by popular demand and hundreds of requests after a 6 or 7 year absence, Isaac Lappinghouse. We were teasing him when he first came in today. It's been a while since he was our scorekeeper. Bruce Goldman is keeping score beside me. Gary has knocked down all but the 6 and the 10. And Ralph Stewart is our lob line judge and referee. Boy, how do you like that Argyle vest he's wearing today, huh? And a spare. Phil Rubin is our producer and director. Don Riley is our statistician. And Joanne Panto, our secretary. Gary Carrington has his second mark, a spare in the third. He got a 7 for a fill on his spare in the first. 8 is the drop, and he has 1 and 2 to pick up. Is it? No, it's not. I'm sorry. It's 5 and 8. Makes it. And so he has spares in 3 of the first 4 boxes. And this is where we take our first check on that scoreboard. There it is, after 4. Carrington, 55 with a bonus ball to throw. Appleton, 31. Here's our challenger, Ed Appleton, on the line at lane 37. There's a big hit, everything except the 4. Spare. A strike. And an unusual one, as you see the last 2 pins topple over from left to right. Now for 3 in a row, let's see. Gary Carrington has knocked down 7 pins. He has the 1, 3, 6. Makes them. All right, that's 3 marks in a row. That establishes a bonus of $50. Now, each subsequent consecutive mark in this string, as long as he can keep it going, will be worth $50 apiece. No, he winds up with a spread eagle. Still has 5 pins to work on. Winds up with a 7. Now let's see whether Eddie Appleton can make some bonus money. He has 2 marks in a row. The spare. And he's working on that strike. How about that? He has 2 strikes in a row. Now 3 strikes in a row is an additional bonus of $1,000. He's already got 50 right now. He has 50. Now if he gets another strike, he will have an additional bonus of $1,000. Let's watch. No. All right, he can still make it $100 in bonus money by 3 marks in a row if he can kick over the 3, 5, and into the 7. 3, 5, 7. Oh, just missed. He went to the outside of the 3. For a 10? No, it's going to be an 8. Now, Gary Carrington. Each with $50 in bonus money so far. A strike! So Carrington had spare in the first, 10 in the second, and the only box in which he has not knocked down all the pins was the 6th, where he had that 7. In every other one, it's been a 10 or a mark. First bonus ball, 2 full on the head pin and a thin hit up front. Everything, let's see, the 9 pin was knocked out of there, and the 1 and the 2. He managed to make an 8 out of it. And this will be for a 10 as he goes for the 4-7 with wood across in front of them. Makes it. All right, 111. Now Ed Appleton comes up for the final 2 boxes of the first string. Everything has crumbled except the 1 and the 8. 1 and 8. Boy, this is a delicate, delicate shot. Oh, is this... He has to be so careful, but he has a bunch of wood over on the right, so maybe if he can kick that 1 into that wood and then have it come back, it can get the 8. Let's see how he plays it. Left side of the 1? No, he went right side. He went right side, kicked it off to the sidewall on the left, and I guess he was hoping the ball might come off of that collection of felled wood. 9. All right, already at 112. His average, 121. He has a spare leave. 2 and 4. For a spare? No.
Pick it up, Ed. Pick it up.
He got the 4, but not the 2. One pin better than his average, a 122. Gary Carrington winds up with side-by-side 7 and 8 and no wood. Boy, he knocked off the 8, banged it off the curtain in the back. It bounced back and came very close to taking down the 7. It's a 9. He brushed a piece of wood that was in the gutter. I know, sometimes politely referred to as the channel, but bowlers still call it the gutter. Gary Carrington winds up with a definite spare leave as he has 1 and 9 with wood right in front of the 9. Yes! Not the way he intended to play it. But up on the scoreboard, it looks exactly the same as if he hit that perfectly. So he picks up another $50 for winning the first string. And he adds 9 more and winds up with an excellent 139. We're going to take a look at that scoreboard right now at the end of 1. Our defending champion, Gary Carrington from Plastow, New Hampshire, 139. Our challenger, Ed Appleton from Roslindale, 122. Here's Gary Carrington. He's our defending champion. This is the middle string, and as usual, it is the time for the champion to lead it off. He raised his hands as he delivered that and took a half Worcester right, as much as to say, "Come back, I didn't mean it." Now, between the 1 and 5, there is a piece of wood. Across to the right of that is the 6, and on the back, it's 8 and 10. And they all go down. One and 2 with wood, and in the back, 9 and 10. Oh, 10 didn't go, which he expected. All right, Ed Appleton has the 2, 4, 5, and 10. Wood in front of the 10. Made it! Made it, and made it look easy. So a spare to begin the second string. Big 9. 1 single pin, the 5. Boy, now another piece of wood rolling up. So he has wood on each side of this now. The back piece is rolling away, so he should have no trouble making this. All right, so he begins with a pair of spares. Gary Carrington made his first appearance on our show, August 81. He won 2 in a row, defeating Paul Johnson and Det Klein, then lost to Lee Buskey. And he comes back with a strike. His last appearance was last week when he defeated Joe Tavernese. He's also had 2 other victories in previous appearances. First ball gets him 8, and he has an excellent chance to convert this because he has the 3 and 6 and wood right in front of the 3. Strike followed by spare, and now Ed Appleton, our challenger, with 2 marks in a row, trying to make it 3 for bonus money again. All right, he gets an 8 drop. Now for 2 more pins over on the right. The 3 and 6. Yes! $50 in bonus money again for Ed Appleton, and he makes it look easy. Very gentle delivery. Definitely not the fireballing type, but boy, is he effective. Extremely accurate. All right, he gets 6 for a fill. What he's working on, his object pin right now is the 2, and he has the 2, 4, 5 in a triangle, then over on the right, the 10. Too bad, he missed by taking out the 5 only. So that stops the bonus money right there, at least for now. And he made a 10. Once again, in the second string now, after 4 boxes, we'll take a check on that scoreboard. There it is. Gary Carrington, our defending champion from Plastow, New Hampshire, 50 with a bonus ball to roll. Ed Appleton from Roslindale, our challenger, 63. Here's Gary Carrington, ready to roll now. And he's working on a spare and also trying to make another mark for $50 more in bonus money. 2 full down the middle, and he winds up with 6 for the fill. And the object pin becomes the 2 as someone in the back starts hollering at the scoreboard. I'll tell you, it is punishment to get up here and run the scoreboard. Make one tiny error and people start screaming at you. It's funny because, you know, some of you, once in a great while, someone will write and say that on such and such a show, you had the wrong score and that the person didn't really roll a such and such, he rolled something else. Believe me, friends, believe me, there is absolutely no way that anybody here would let anybody get away with putting down the wrong number. It is, I'll tell you, I wouldn't want to be up there. Oh, a great, great shot, but it's not going to fall. The 7 pin is there. He had the dot. It did fall. He waited long enough, and it fell. What a beautiful spare. Oh, what a spare, yes. And it rocked there, that 7, and teased, and then it finally went down. All right, here's our challenger, Eddie Appleton now. That very easy delivery, and look, he knocks down 9 pins, and he has the 10 to pick up for a spare. And he makes it. So now he has, in 5 boxes, knocked down all the pins with 4 spares and a 10. 3 in a row, then a 10, and now another spare. So he's got a very, very good string going. And he gets the 9 pin to fall, so now he gets a 7 drop, and he'll be working on 2, 4, 7. Wood across the 4 and the 7. So all he has to do is hit the number 2 into the wood, or, well, he has to be careful with that, but if he goes here, hit the wood, and the wood actually did a pinwheel, kicking back and knocking down the 2 while carrying through and knocking down the 4 and 7. So he has 2 marks in a row, and he's already at 90 through 6. Here's Gary Carrington. He's working on a spare, and for his bonus, he gets 6. And over on the left, he has the 4 pin, so he's got 3, 6, 10 on the right. He hits the 3, which was the object pin, but gets just it and the 6. So he still has 4 and 10. Oh, what a shot there to take out 4 and 10 for a 10. 91 through 7. Strike! Gary Carrington has a 129 average. You heard Ed Appleton say that he has a 121, and that when he was on here 3 years ago, he had a 122. That brings up a letter that I received. Ed Appleton gets 5. It's a 4-horseman right side and the inboard pin, the 8, which makes it a little tough. Let's see. I'll get to that letter I was talking about, but first, let us see what Mr. Appleton can do with this. Nope, he took out 2 of them. Well, the letter says that the man has been watching us for years and years and years, and he sees bowlers come on that were on as much as 15 years ago, sometimes 10 years ago. He makes a 10 out of it, and he says their average is the same 10 years later or 8 years later and so forth. Then how come it doesn't change? Well, I think it's the only comparison I can give you, or analogy, would be that in most cases a bowler would be like a golfer in the sense that he will keep improving and keep improving and keep improving to a certain level, and that is his level. So you may have a 10 handicap golfer who will never get better than a 10. Now, he may shoot sometimes a scratch round, an even par round, or he may have 2 or 3 in a row. Just a bowler may have 2 or 3 very, very high strings. But it will average out, and it will be just about, well, we just have to figure it's his level of competence. And I would say that anybody who can be on 12 years ago and come back again and have the same average, boy, I take my hat off to him. All right, 115 for Eddie Appleton. Now, our defending champion, Gary Carrington, working on a strike. All right, first ball gets him 7, but it gives him a tough split. He has the 6 and 10 and the 7. Wood he's going to try to use. Didn't work. He tried to take the piece of wood that was up against the 6, kick it over to get the 7, and have the ball go through to take the 10. It didn't work. So it's a 9. That puts him at 118 in this string. He had a 139 opening string. And with his challenger at 115 through 8, there's a good chance that we will be tied after 2. There's a break as the 10 went down, leaving him with the 2, 4, 5, and 7. Made it! So a spare in the 10th. Now he's at 128. Is it? Yes, a 9 drop. How about that? 137. 137 and a 139. Hey, boys and girls, he's got a shot at 400 and also getting into our True Value Championship. Which reminds me, I didn't tell you that the man who has the most marks in today's show will be rewarded with a $50 gift certificate from True Value Hardware Store. Shame on me for not saying that sooner. Eddie Appleton. All right, he has 2 left. Did not get a mark. 125. That spare with the 9 on it that Gary Carrington got will keep him in the lead, it would appear. We'll wait to see whether Eddie Appleton gets a strike. I know. Okay. So the best he can do is 145, and that would not be good enough to take the lead in the match. It would be certainly good enough to win this string. Nope. So Gary Carrington picks up another $50 in bonus money, being the winner of the second string in addition to the first. Still excellent bowling for Eddie Appleton. And they both have better than their average and better than anybody's average after 2 strings. There it is at the end of 2. It is Gary Carrington 276, Ed Appleton 256. It's the 3rd string, and our challenger, Ed Appleton from Roslindale, is leading it off. At the end of the show, we'll have our 1-7-10 high-low jackpot, and that is now up to $150. If neither hits it, we'll add 25 and do that every week till somebody walks away with whatever has accumulated. Our home viewer jackpot is starting all over again at $50 today. And Ed Appleton comes up with a spare again. Bonus. Thin hit on the left side. Just 4. So he has everything on the right. Very nice. He wound up with a 5. The 5 only. And now for a 10. Just missed it, so it's a 9. I mentioned that Gary Carrington, coming up now, was the runner-up as Men's Bowler of the Year on the World Candlepin Bowling Congress Pro Bowlers Tour last year. And he has all but the 4 to pick up here for a spare. Well, the WCBC, World Candlepin Bowling Congress, is accepting names for receiving information to be sent to anyone who is, he made it, interested in joining the Pro Tour for the 86-87 season. Ladies must have an average of 102 or better, men an average of 112 or better. Over $8,500 in prize money each tournament. If you want some information, here's Gary Carrington's bonus, and he gets 6. Send your name and address to WCBC, Post Office Box 545. Got the 3 on the left. He still has an... Wait a minute. It's rolling in. It's rocking the pin, and no, it did not go down. WCBC, Post Office Box 545, Webster, Massachusetts, zip code number 01570 for information on the World Candlepin Bowling Congress. It's a 9. Eddie Appleton. Before I forget it, on May the 16th, and that will be before our next show, the Longfield Bowling Club out in the Springfield area will be celebrating its 55th anniversary. So we are grateful to Charlotte Lewis, the corresponding secretary of the Longfield Bowling Club in Longmeadow, Massachusetts, for calling that to our attention. Fun and exercise are the major goals, and that's what it should be. Congratulations to the Longfield Bowling Club, 55 years in existence. Nice shot by Eddie Appleton. Ed has beaten Norm Herrick and Jack Lubinsky in the past and has been beaten by Billy Travers, the former California Angels pitcher, and Paul Wombach. ball, but the 7. 9 pins go tottering down, and the 7 is still there. So he makes a spare. Gary Carrington. Gary up by 20. I mentioned that he's on the World Championship team bowlers. Strike! This year's tournament is going to be held at Charlie Milan's Bangor Brewer Main Lanes. That'll be in November. They won the title in Nova Scotia, in Sydney, Nova Scotia. All right, he has the strike. Let's see what he can do now. First bonus ball. Oh, so close to making it 2 in a row. Everything except the 4 pin. Now, wait a minute. Wood is rolling up against the 4. It hit it, but not hard enough. Okay. Spare, so he has 2 marks in a row and 3 marks in the first 4 boxes of the 3rd string as he's on his way to, we would assume, a 400. And that may very well put him in our True Value Championship show, which is on Saturday, August 23rd this year, with $20,000 in prize money, $10,000 first prize. Eddie Appleton comes up with a strike on his spare. All right, he has 7 on the first ball and a chance for 3 marks in a row with the 1 and the 2 and the 4. Too bad, he missed the number 1, took out the 2 and 4. And obviously missed out on $50 in bonus money. It's a 10. All right, Gary Carrington now has a chance for bonus money with 2 marks in a row. Six. It's going to be tough to convert, though, because he has on the right the 3 and 6, and over on the left the 4 and 7. Going for the 3, and he got 3-6. And he also had to stop short to avoid going over the foot foul line. Almost lost his balance as he released it. Makes it for the 10. That puts him at 71. So he leads still by 19. Seven and 8 across the back and the 6. Wood up against the 8, and Wood out here in front and to the left of the number 6. He'll use the wood to take the 6, the ball to go in and get the rest. Oh, all around that 7 pin, but it didn't go. You could see that the 6 and the 8 were going to go. The question was he going to be able to get the 7, and he could not. It's a 10, and he remains 19 pins ahead. 4 boxes to go. Ed Appleton taking a good look.
Get over, come on, kid.
He throws the ball so effortlessly, so softly, and yet they go down. Wood in front of the 5, Wood in front of the 10. They are the only 2 pins. I guess we call this a Woolworth with a facade. Made it. Spare in the 7th. That puts him at 92. Five. Object pin, the 2. Wood behind it. Then he's got the 4, the 7 and 8, and over on the right, the 10. Oh, everything but the 7. He got a piece of wood to dance over and take the 10, but the 7 didn't go. All right, a 9. 106. Gary Carrington at 81 with 4 boxes to go. He needs a 124 in order to hit the 400. There's a mark right there, a strike. All right, 7 on the first ball. He's got the 4 and 5 side by side plus the 7. He's got a piece of wood, which is over on that left-hand side, just the right side of it touching the 4-pin. Wow, he made it. Oh, what a spare. Oh, take another look at the way that went. 4 and 5 side by side. The 7 in the back and that piece of wood. Wasn't that pretty? All right, here's Ed Appleton now. On the line for the 9th and 10th. He has a spare leave. Over on the right, the 3, 6, and 10. Yes, he made it. There was a little tingle there as that 10 didn't want to go for a moment. $116. $5. 121. 4 horsemen left side, plus the 10. Is it going to go? Oh, 4 horsemen went, but not the 10. So the best he can do then is a 131.
All right, Eddie. Good bowling. Good bowling.
How about that? A 386, and he's not going to win. He has rolled for us in the past a 390, a 391. No, a 391 and a 374. Gary Carrington still has 6 pins standing as he took the 4 on the left out. 115 and all right. That puts him right now at 401. So that puts him ahead of or tied with Jim Powers right now in 5th place. And he needs now 6 more pins to tie Paul Berger. That puts him ahead of Paul Berger and behind Peter Surratt with the 7 and 10 split, but Wood out here, and he is going to try to use it. Wood in front of the 7. Wood out here to the left of and in front of the 10. That's what he's going to work on now. Let's see what he can do with it. No, it didn't go. What he wanted to do was kick it over so it would take the 7, the ball would take the 10. All right. It's a 9 for a 134, and that puts him at 410. Gary Carrington now moves into our championship show. He is now in 4th place. He has knocked out Jim Powers, and of course our alternate was Owen Martin. So now it goes Fred Spintig, Dan Murphy, Peter Surratt, Gary Carrington, and Paul Berger in that order. Final score right there, Carrington 410, Appleton 386. Okay, we've got to move along. $50 is in here. The total is $796. 10 pins either side will win that $50, but when I draw a card, that person is going to be rewarded at least with these prizes.
Kangaroos, high-performance athletic shoes designed for the utmost comfort. Kangaroos, the first choice in athletic shoes. And Stren Fishing Line. Fill your reel with premium quality Stren Fishing Line. Strong, easy handling, smooth casting. Great fishing starts with Stren. And an Acromill 16-inch toolbox. Offers premium capacity in a medium-sized box. Constructed to carry up to 60 pounds of tools. Acromill toolbox to help out with all home improvements.
The total, both bowlers combined, $796 today. 10 pins either side of that will win $50. Let's see if we can find some. Miss Elaine Marie Lundgren of Worcester, Massachusetts. Her guess is $697. Next week we go to $100. $150 here if you can knock down these three. Gary Carrington is our champion. No. Okay, Eddie. Still there. Oh, you almost did it. Stay here, please, and Gary, you come up. Eddie, you get the smaller trophy this time. It's the 3rd time you got the smaller one, but you've had a couple of the big ones, too. Let's see. Hey, 387 and you don't win? I mean, it's just, that doesn't happen very often. Let's see how much money do we get? $100 in bonus money, huh? Okay, come back and don't wait so long, all right? Okay. Gary, hey, you're in the championship show. How about that with your 410, huh?
I'd like to get a bigger score here.
August 23rd, you come back here. Today, you got $150 in bonus money plus $700 for winning. You are our marksman of the day, $50 gift certificate from True Value. And Lenny Nally will be your challenger next week. Maybe he can roll a 420, huh?
I hope so.
Okay. Don Gillis for the whole crew. We'll see you then. Bye-bye, everybody.